Welcome back, everyone. I feel very disappointed this morning. In fact, I'm beside myself. Yesterday evening, the weather forecast said today was going to be gloriously sunny, bright, and all the things that we look forward to on a Tuesday morning. Sadly, it didn't happen. Lots of people out, very busy as you can see. However, the sunshine has not materialized, folks, and I can't believe it. Yeah. The phone box, weirdly enough, has a huge queue, but even more strangely, they can't figure out who's next or what's going on. It's a bit of a mess today, to be quite honest. And some people in the queue are getting a little bit cheesed off. I'll pan around in a second when they're not staring at me. It's odd because sometimes you've noticed here, people have real difficulties opening the door to the phone box. Now I'm not sure if that's because occasionally it gets locked at night to stop people, I don't know, doing whatever. It's like, I'm dressed up. Wait, honestly, you could actually spend the whole day here. It's extraordinary. So like, oh goodness me. The mustard coloured outfit is actually quite an interesting one. I'm not really sure how the cowboy theme links with a London phone box, but I guess it does. But Blondie over here and her partner have been very cheesed off. I mean, to be fair, I was kind of waiting for, I don't know, 10 minutes-ish, give or take, before switching the camera on. Oh my god, what is she doing, folks? I'm trying to be serious here this morning, but it's proving impossible. I'm not sure, when people make those silly little videos where they sort of are miming to the music, what is that? Is that Snapchat or TikTok, Instagram Reels? Look, here she goes again. Ah, goodness. It's got to be a generational thing. It has to be. I mean, either I'm a Luddite and she's a very forward-thinking young woman, or I'm just missing the point. Now, curiously, we'll move in a minute, guys. It's really busy this morning again. Not just with people, but also with traffic. Now, will that translate into madness here at Horseguards? I have no idea. Only one way to find out, and that's by moving in that direction right now. If I can actually keep a straight face, I mean, just like, what? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I think even Cowboy Girl has given up and left the line. They got tired of waiting. I mean, it's not a massive line. It was fairly large before, but as you can see, there are still a lot of people here. Chinese guy. There's always some super funny, interesting people, honestly. This is the best part of doing this. There's always, every single time, guys, I know this in the comments, you all see something I didn't. Either somebody pulling a face, somebody being ridiculously silly. Apparently somebody was mooning in a video one of you posted this morning, which I you know, that must have gone over my head. I didn't see it, but I like that because you guys pull out a lot of things that I never see. Here we go. Look, here's another one. Now, luckily, it does appear that the sun is trying its hardest to shine some light here on Whitehall, everybody, which is super because that's what we want, is it not? Now, obviously yesterday was quite an interesting and dramatic day for multiple reasons. Apologies, guys, for the massive video dump. It was either split into two halves like some of the spammers do and hope for double views, which I couldn't care less about, or just post it as I always do straight off. It's funny, I sometimes don't mind posting two videos in one day, but I think it's better to focus on one because that shows, one, that you've been there that day, most importantly of all, and two, that there's no issue of continuity in the material. In other words, if the camera is rolling, especially with me speaking, I can't, you know, in any way twist the narrative. It's there for you to draw your own conclusions. And I think that's the best approach, to be honest, because I noticed that so many of the newer spammy channels are doing that. They're posting footage that wasn't actually taken on the day that that they're trying to convince you it was. In fact, some of the footage has been spliced from months ago. I don't know if it's because some channel owners are getting lazy and can't be bothered to film, but it's been really surprising actually to see how much old footage has appeared. I know that because some of the troopers in supposedly newer footage aren't even in the regiment anymore, which is a little unfortunate. However, good news is that the signs often give it away. Bad news, it doesn't really work when the footage is primarily in the yard, because there's no effective way of dating footage in the yard. So all I would say is this: if people are not dating their footage, and we do know there are a couple of other great channels that do, I don't need to mention them because you guys know which ones they are. If people are not dating their footage, there's a reason they're not dating it. And I think you can all surmise what the reason is. Now, I don't think we're going to have the chaos that we saw yesterday. Today is Tuesday, there's no guard change at the palace. It is quite a nice day, and if the sun comes out, so will the tourist groups. However, some of you mentioned that it's actually school holidays in Europe. So if that is the case, and it is indeed school holiday time in Europe, great. Why? Because it means that Zacharias and everyone else will be here in London. Trying to squeeze through, guys. It's a little bit busy here. 1 second. French, oh, Germans. I just had one Downing Street. Oh goodness gracious! Right. Try and get through. Gosh, it's a real squish here today. Okay, we're through. Thank goodness. So yeah, primarily I think Western European tour groups, kids, school groups, and the like. Now, as we get closer to Horse Guards, you can see that it is quite bright actually. In fact, lovely weather. Maybe we'll get a good hour of sunshine, which, in all honesty, is the most we can hope for. Looking at the plates on the cars, folks, and getting massively eyeballed by the security guys while I'm doing it. They probably think I'm a Russian spy. I can't see which country code the plates are. Nope. It hasn't got the usual diplomatic codes. Goodness. Honestly, one day, folks, during my video, I'm going to get bundled into a van and battered with rubber truncheons and accused of being an undercover agent. It's only a matter of time. But I'll leave the camera rolling, folks, just so you can enjoy my screams. Right, almost there. Now, I can't remember what time it is. Probably something like about 11:15-ish, roughly, give or take. No idea who's going to be on. Will it be the twins? Could it be Ormond even? I mean, I don't know. Let's get there and find out. One thing we did see yesterday, though, was glorious consistency. So whether or not the gatesmanator, the vanishing gatesmanator, has been seconded to the Blues and Royals as a training officer, perhaps, because god damn, since his fine lead 2 or 3 weeks ago, everybody's been much more on the ball. Hugely, in fact. Such a nice thing to see when there's that much consistency. You know, it's a great thing. Really, really pleasant thing to see. And personally, I'm of the opinion that it will continue. I don't think there's really space for regression, especially as the COs. I don't know what's wrong with my voice today, guys. I'm absolutely fine. Especially as the COs watch a lot of this material, and they will be on it quickly. I think if they feel some troopers might be slacking. Okay, so yesterday's gatesman is today's trooper. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, why would they have moved them around? One has to wonder. Let's see what happens with this fellow. Back to 4 police in the yard this morning. Now, I've got no idea, folks, if he's going to be on it. I mean, I guess a lot's going to depend on where the feet hit. I'll have a little look and see what happens here. I'm quite glad I arrived at this time because we should get to see who is on to replace the 2 current troopers. Yes, good morning to you, Mr. Sleepy Horse. wonder why actually they would have flipped it over this morning. Typically, not always, but typically, the troopers that are gatesmen and boxmen remain in those positions for their 2 or 3 days here. Quite possibly something to do with the horsey meltdowns yesterday. I guess the box rules are not really applying at this end this morning. One could fairly surmise, I think. I do wonder though, actually, given the fact that the gatesman's moved from the yard and the archers to the front here, who is the gatesman? Gatesperson? Gateswoman, perhaps? Let's go and have a quick look. Who is our gatesperson, folks? Let's see. Oh, we've got that tour group that arrived with those blue bikes. That seems to be exceedingly popular, actually. I don't know which tour that is, but I see them out and about a lot. Oh, now interestingly enough, ladies and gents, I think we might have stumbled across another historical first. We've got a Chitsman twin of the gatesman. Now, could it have been the case ever in history that we'd had siblings on opposite sides of the yard? What do we think? What I'm going to do is take 2 pictures today. One of our Chitsman, who's clearly entranced this young tourist, and one of her gatesman sibling. Second, hopefully this tourist will get out of the way. 1 second, we can take a picture. There's also another tourist waiting. Okay, so that is one sibling, and on the other side, if I turn, I didn't want to stand there too long, it feels super awkward. I don't know how some of the tourists do it. I don't know how certain groups do it. Remember yesterday, for example, without me being specific, there was a certain group on this side of the yard who were exceedingly unpleasantly ensconced in that corner, folks. Very uncomfortable for me to film it, and I think uncomfortable for a lot of you to watch it. So they've flipped around. We have gatesman and chitsman related. Is that the first time ever? Probably, in all likelihood. Now I wonder why they have swapped them around. That's the key question, folks. Why would they have done that? What do we think? I mean, both of the ladies always look immaculately presented. Yet, for some reason, the NCO decided that they were not as perfectly presented this morning as their colleagues. Hence their colleagues not being the gatesman and the chitsman, and instead being the boxman, which is the more privileged spot, shall we say, on the horse. The only problem with that being the fact that feet are constantly over the line and nothing's being said. We know that would not have been allowed to happen with the ladies yesterday. In fact, we saw it. God, here we go. Oh, the clowning around started early today, folks, with the Pinchy students. I surrender. The only thing missing is a white flag. Yep. But this bro's got the white flag, like it's on his head in a bobble hat form. I mean, the horse looks happy. Exceptionally happy. For the moment. Sorry guys, you've got somebody right in my ear. It's so uncomfortable when some people do that. I stand there and sort of hang on every word. It's like, hello, maybe narrate your own videos. I can't see because it's not looking this way which troop we've got at the other end, but we'll figure that out in a second, folks. getting hugely eyeballed by certain groups of tourists this morning, which is a little bit odd. Pretty sure somebody wants to say something, but let's see. Oh, Danny Dyer's here, folks. He was a bit way too busy filming Rivals to be here at Horseguards. Shocking. Danny, can I get an autograph? Ah, he's walked off. Great, that's nice, isn't it? See, these Hollywood stars get a little big-headed. Haven't got time for ordinary folks like me. Oh well. Who's at the other end? No, not this guy. I don't know who he is. Let's see. Who have we got? Lovely ladies and gents. Other than a line of spammers, who else have we got? Guard-wise. Oh, who's this fellow? Gosh, the horse is huge. That is a really, really large horse. That horse is like, yes, it is. It's huge. 17.3, I'm guessing, folks. Look at that sort of milky blaze. Superb. What we'll do is get in the front in a second, and I'll grab you the name, people. Look up at the clock. We've got 20 minutes to the end, which is kind of ideal, actually. Gosh, if this horse was the one that had the meltdown yesterday, the A&E department at the local hospital will be overwhelmed with tourists. Quite lucky that yesterday's horse, although large, was not an absolute massive beast like this one. Gosh, it's a really, really big horse. I think actually, folks, 1 second. I think I can actually see the hoof number already. A minute, let's have a quick look on the list. I've got an idea without even needing to go super close to which one it is, but I just want to confirm it. Ah. Okay, now, assuming the list is accurate, and I've got no reason to believe it isn't, but that said again, this would have been one I don't think we've actually announced before on the channel. It's hard to see without being directly in front, so provisional ID, folks, on this horse. Let's see if the horse looks at the camera when I say the name. Musa Kala. Musa. Chocolate Musa Kala. Okay, I'm not getting the media. Oh, is it you? Horsey, is it? I don't ever actually remember announcing that name on this channel before, which would make this a first appearance by this horse. But it's a real unusual looking horse. In fact, the legs are crazy long, and you can see how high the trooper is in the air. Let's get ourselves around a little bit, folks, and closer to the front so that we can get a definite ID on the hoof number. I'm sort of about 20... 1 second. Maybe 20 feet away, probably a little bit further than that. Let's move in slowly. 1 second. We've got so many spammers here today. Whee, there we are. That's better. Kind of. Right, so we're a little bit to one side. I'm pretty sure that I got the ID right, in fact. That said, this horse doesn't look familiar to me, which makes perfect sense if we've never seen it on the channel before. In an entire year of filming, guys, do any of you remember us ever IDing Musa Kala? It's not a name that I even remember having pronounced on the channel before. So if the horse decides to look at us, I'll get a very clear picture, but from the hoof number, that's going to be the name I'm going to call out for this one, for all of you. And he's a very regal beauty, aren't you? Yes, you are, look. Oh, see, this is what happens, folks. That's why I'm sometimes reluctant. It's not Musa Kala. It is, let me confirm it, it's Valiant. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, sorry everybody. The second digit looked very, very different to the naked eye than it does when you actually zoom right in. Yeah, it's got a teeny weeny extra bit poking out on the second digit, which I couldn't see when I was at one side. Anyway, that's 100% Valiant, which would explain in part why we've actually never seen Musakala. And that's curious because Musakala is still on the current stable list at Hyde Park. So what's happened to him? Maybe he's in the same place as Q10. The Forbidden Zone guys, the Twilight Zone. I've got no clue what sort of response people are going to get from this trooper. And what we're going to find out is if and when people stand in the box. Anyway, Valiant. No wonder the horse didn't respond. Valiant. He's not responding to that either though. Ah. Oopsie. But anyway, that's 100% the idea is confirmed. A crystal clear image on my phone. So what happened to Mr. Musa, guys? Where is he? They're all sort of just dawdling today. Nobody's going up. I don't think we've ever had a Valiant meltdown before. Hopefully today won't be the first either. But if, for example, this notion that the box might well be haunted were true, and I'm not convinced, but let's just say for argument's sake that it were true, why do only some of the horses freak out? Does it mean that some can't see what others can see? Or does it mean that Mr. or Mrs. Ghost is not omnipresent? Come on folks, throw your ideas at me. 1 second. These kids seem to think it's funny that there's a lady trooper here. It's a shame, in fact. I saw the sort of responses that they were giving as she was standing there. Obviously now they're frozen, stopped at the stupidity the second they saw the camera. Yeah, I couldn't be having that, folks. Not just because it's a trooper, but specifically because of which trooper it is. Disrespectful little clowns. I hate to say it, but massively better marching in the boots than yesterday. Look, they're not even moving out of her way, they're deliberately doing it on purpose to stand super clear. She'll push you out of the way if you don't get out of her way, you know that, yeah?
But I don't understand you.
You don't understand English?
No.
It sounds like you can speak English to me.
No, I don't understand it.
You don't understand it?
No,
okay,
I'm
well,
not good in English.
None of you can speak English, I guess. Do I speak? Oh, you're German?
Yes.
I can't speak. If I could speak German, I could explain it to you. What I'm trying to say is that this guard will move you. If you don't move, she will move you. You understand? I know, but you guys, you're like, wait, you're a little bit too close. Like, keep back from her. She's doing her job. Yeah, you're too close.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah?
Okay. Danke. Okay, folks. I think we kind of got the message across in the end. I thought they were Dutch. I'm really sorry to everybody watching in Holland, but I was convinced. They look too good looking, young boys, to be German. Whichever way I say it, guys, I'm going to get myself an hot water, aren't I? Oh, goodness. What I'm trying to say is that you Dutchies, girls and boys, typically speaking, are better looking than we Brits. Okay, that's the point I was trying to get across, which I kind of succeeded in getting across briefly. Okay, so we're back at the front. They definitely can understand what I was trying to explain to them. It's funny how many people default to I can't speak English when they realise there's a camera. One second, I've got people right behind me again. I'm being tailed today, folks. Maybe it's those security personnel that we filmed on the way in. If I feel a small prick somewhere in my back, it's not because I joined Grindr last night. It's because somebody's injected me with some sort of serum before bundling me into a van as I get sleepy on the way home. Oh, goodness me. Too much flaring, haven't we, at this end? This is the problem this morning. We need to be directly in front. The flaring in the image is way too much. Oh, horse is coughing. It's like trouble, in fact. They need to get these horses off the tobacco onto vapes. That's always surprising to me is how many people that can't speak English can perfectly explain in flawless English. I can't speak English. I mean, I don't know how to say I can't speak German in German. Curious, that, isn't it? Most of the toys have given up. Please just probably something they don't like. Hopefully it's not me. You're all good? Yeah? Oh, I actually thought he was going to give me the handcuffs then, guys. I thought maybe they got a call from the security guys down the road. Arrest that English peasant. I don't know what, but something happened in here a second ago. They asked to play something and then went over to get their pictures. I didn't get it, folks. Definitely something happened. It's curious because on a day like today in the yard, when it's pretty empty, the second you can see people behaving in a slightly, I don't know, it's not even that they behave in an odd way. I think it's a bit of a sixth sense. You get used to noticing when people are, it's the way they approach, it's the body language, the way that some people go over towards the guard, like almost in a hostile way they sometimes approach. I saw that a couple of times this morning. The thing is, unless you're in the yard and on it, it happens so quickly. They come over, they get this silly picture, they leave. Unless, of course, it's a really busy weekend when it's packed, and then the groups obviously decide to crowd around the archway on either side. I wonder if the sisters have developed a little bit of hand signal thing. It's like a gesture to one another across the yard. To be fair though, actually, even if the yard were empty, that's quite the distance, isn't it, between the two arches? I don't know how far it is, I've never measured it, but it's pretty far. The only slightly annoying thing is the fact that because they're on foot, they definitely will not be in the boxes today. I don't think we've ever seen a boxman becoming a gatesman or a chitsman, have we, in the same day? I'm reasonably certain that we've never actually seen that happen before, to the best of my knowledge. I mean, I'm not saying it's never happened, but I'm saying I don't remember it ever happening. Other horse, he's not a happy boy either. Valiant. He's valiantly trying not to get stressed. God, same box again. Is it me, guys, or does he actually have the longest legs in HCAV? Valiant or Q10? In fact, noticing how many pushchairs and so on are around. Are there not public school holidays here in the UK as well, folks? Many people are stepping into the box, look. I wish I could actually understand all of the language that people were speaking. It would be super interesting, actually, to know what people are saying when they see this. You can see those that are being kind of respectful and watching and commenting in a positive way, and you can see those that are not, how laughing and pointing and stuff. I.e. the group who, unfortunately, are also German, to my right. So I'm guessing we've got school holidays in Austria and Germany this week. The horse is seeing something we can't. There's no noise here, there are not too many people. There's no traffic in front, and the horse is not in any way surrounded. He's unsettled. With 5 minutes until the changeover, just 5 minutes. Oh, lady's pulled herself up with a lovely teddy. What's a teddy, folks? That's a great picture that someone's getting there, look. Sweet. Oh wait, it's not a teddy, it's a teddy and a kid. Didn't even know this. There's a kid asleep as well. Super light, haven't we, this way, without the flaring. Dream conditions for filming at this end. It's nowhere near as cold as some of the outfits, scarves, coats and so on would have you believe. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't think it's cold at all today. That said, I'm pretty immune to it. I think the fact that so many of the tourists have realised that the gatesman today is a lady trooper is a wonderful thing. I noticed most people that seem to be spending the longest amount of time right in front of her are female tourists. Inspirational. Then again, plenty of people have visited and we spoke to them before that didn't even know that there were any females in the entire regiment. So to come into the yard and see two, I think, hold on a second, double take. Lucky tourists, I guess. Can't decide really whether to stay in the yard, people, for the changeover. I bet if I do, Ormond will not come out. I bet if I don't, he possibly will. I'm trying to think which box has the better light. I think this one, actually. The other one is very gloomy. I don't like being at that end of this time of the morning. It's very, very gloomy. This is the better spot. So we're going to ensconce ourselves here briefly. Plus we get to see the two horses as they come out as well. Oh, he's noticed the line. Good man. Polish tourists talking about and mentioning the line. Love that. Oh, see, somebody behind me saying you can't go past the white line. Oh, actually, the lady with her teddy has got the best spot in the yard. Look. There she is. Just as the sun comes out, guys, flooding this end with bright light. Decent numbers. The yard is full already though for the changeover. Far more pleasant, in fact, to be filming this morning than yesterday. Film all day on a day like today. I'm not going to, obviously, but oh my gosh, look at this! How in the hell is she not freezing cold? I don't understand it. I mean, I'm not cold. It's 14 degrees. No top, no sleeves. Like, what? How is that possible? Brave or crazy? I'll ask her, folks, if she comes over this way. Like, how are you not freezing cold, my dear, in this kind of weather? Oh, it's gone the other way. Oh well. I just realised I'm standing in front of the bollard, folks. Let me move myself back to avoid getting in trouble and setting a bad example. Okay, please tell everybody to get back. Oh, they're back. She noticed the camera. How are you not like super cold? I mean,
I live in Portugal.
okay, I get it. All right. Okay, so she lives she lives in Portugal. That would certainly explain the glowing complexion. Shame I can't stand a bit further back. Ta-da! Okay, here come the two new horses. Will we have Mr. Ormond? I'm not optimistic, guys, I have to say. But hey, never say never. Okay, piece of changeover. And here come the two new horses. Far horse is not on one. The near horse yet. The near horse is not on one though. So the chances of him appearing between now and the weekend are very slim. However, it is going to be a blues weekend, and I'll be quite surprised if we don't see him, if they bring him over for 3 whole days. Another new trooper, folks. Don't recognise him. So many new faces, actually, in the blues. I would say far more than in the lifeguards in the past month. We've seen a good half a dozen new faces. So go ahead. Oh, Bro wants to get his picture during the guard change. Oh, horse almost pushed a trip on the floor then through the back of the box. See that? Oopsie. I don't think we've actually ever seen that happen. Now, I'm looking at the hoof of this horse in front of us, and we've got absolutely zero chance of putting the number. Too reflective.
It means that you can get close enough that you can actually touch the horse. No. So well trained. So well trained.
Okay, so open up the gates, guys. They've just brought out that the new horse in the box here is the one that really dislikes US tourists. It's gone over their head. They didn't get that at all. They looked at me, but they're like, huh? Bless. The lady in the chair in the yard is still hoping something's going to happen, but unfortunately it's already happened. And it's over. I mean, I guess one good thing about the new box is the fact that all of these people that are posing way further back than I mean, not all, but many. Oh, this dad just put his boy in the box and then walked off. Oh, I wonder what the whistle was. It's the police. Get back, please, they're saying to everybody. Notice how bright it is if I try and film in that direction. He's like, God, sir, why are you not shouting at me? Definitely got school holidays in France. Okay, so if this is indeed a new trooper, and I have every reason to believe it is, let's see what happens if the rules are broken. Ballerina to my left, actually, today. A Chinese ballerina. The vast majority of people are much further back even than I am. Oh, he said encore. She said no, c'est bon, it's good. Voilà.
Encore. La ligne blanche. Encore, ne t'inquiète pas. T'es trop loin. T'es trop loin.
Monsieur's trying to get in trouble.
Encore, Mireille, encore. Voilà. Encore. Pas toucher. Madame.
Oh, excuse me. Here we go. Now she's in the box, the second one. This guy with his encore. Okay, so excuse me is what we're getting. I'm not sure if he was saying that because he actually wanted her to go over the line to get shouted at, but the French lady stood her ground well. Mais non, I'm not going over. What is it? La ligne blanche, the white line. Ligne or ligne? I forget which word it is in French. This guy in the orange coat is saying, have you got enough space for another rider behind you on the horse? Oh, completely ignored. Damn it, Charlie Brown's going the other way, folks. I would have asked him what he tried to ask the guard. It's actually pretty funny how some people think they can just have a public chat in the middle of the street with somebody who's on ceremonial guard. It's a shame the guy went that way. It would have been really interesting to know what he asked. Okay, we're pretty much in front right now. Still zero chance of getting the hoof number, guys. This horse has got almost no markings at all. Teeny weeny bit of white on the right hoof, teeniest of socks, and a micro dot on its head, but no other distinguishing marks at all. The thing is, with the tourists that can't speak English at all, or actively pretend they can't and ignore a verbal instruction, one thing that we haven't yet seen, actually that's not true, we've seen it once since the box was painted, is what's going to happen if somebody walks right up and grabs the reins and just stands there, and the guard is saying like get off or let go or stand back, and they're just oblivious because they don't understand what they're being asked to do. If it doesn't happen this side of Christmas, it will definitely happen when tourist season re-arrives. Guarantee it. I will spend a little bit of time at the other end, guys. I just prefer this end because we're in the sunshine, so it's lovely and bright without it glaring. The other end's a gloomy mess. Oh, Banana Man here almost walked into the horse. Yes. Damn it. It's so much calmer than yesterday, folks. Hugely more pleasant to be here. I haven't yet looked in this weekend's calendar, but it will be a Blues and Royals weekend. Okay, in fact I recognise this trooper. Okay, so we've got a familiar face at this end in this box. Which horse is he on? So let me see if I can grab the... I should know this one. Norseman, possibly? Wait, let's have a quick look. Who's this gloriously fluffy monster? Let's see. He is being a good boy and keeping his feet perfectly still for us. Oh, it's a high number, very high hoof number. Let's have a look. It is. Wow, I'm getting quite good at this, folks. It's Norseman. Wow, that was first time for a while I've guessed the name straight off and got it right. So Mr. Norseman is back, plus familiar trooper, plus lime-dressed cyclist who's a bit lost, it would appear. Definitely isn't as specialised as his bike would suggest. Maybe he's glued his wheels to the pavement, look. Trace Brighton. People are saying get out of the box to my left. In other words, not telling other people to get out of the box, but what will happen? But the soldier will say get out of the box. Yep, he's definitely broken down the cyclist. No doubt about that. The luggage, look. Tourists are rightly happy though. Imagine coming out of the gates with your luggage, etc. this morning into this light and seeing the horse. Look at the blue sky, guys, over in the back of the picture, above the stables. Glorious, eh? In fact, it is a beautiful, or turning in slowly into a beautiful morning. Might even lead us into a minor part 2. We'll see what happens. Pretty quiet today, and there's no point in adding on a part 2 if it's a quiet day. Although, one thing I have just noticed, I say that just as the sun starts to go, damn it. I completely forgot. We get that glorious arc, don't we? Where the chitsman stands when the sun comes up like that. It's just gone. I just was looking at it, I thought, oh, let's quickly go and take a picture while it's there, but it's gone again. Oh, no, here it comes again. Hold on. Look, it's almost like somebody turning a light on and off. See, it's there. And it gets a bit brighter. There it is, 1 second. There's a little kid taking a picture. That is really, really super light at the moment over the chitsman. Let me see if I can get directly in front for the picture. It's not, unfortunately, it might look it in the picture, it's not as perfect as we've seen it before. Yeah, it's kind of a half arc. Doesn't look as good as I thought it would, unfortunately. However, the key thing is to have two images, which I've got, of the gatesman chitsman as today's picture of the day. The two sisters on either side of the yard. Bing bong. Oh, that flaring, guys. Sorry, it's so bright, in fact, when I push the camera that way. Now, theoretically, of course, we should now have the gatesman coming out. Let's see. Oh, nice timing. Almost upset the shop worker. Here she comes. I prefer to let the soldier walk past the camera than going toward the soldier with the camera. I think that's a better approach. Seems to be working quite well, actually. She's got the walk down to an absolute fine art. I don't think anyone except the gatesmanator walks that well in the heavy boots. What a thing to see, eh? Consummate professional. It would not surprise me at all if we end up with the sisters in the blues and the gatesmanator, plus another gatesman from the lifeguards, being nominated for next year's Elizabeth Cup. Yeah, it would not surprise me one little bit if that happened. We occasionally get some people that just sort of stand out for their sheer professionalism in both regiments. We'll finish up today's video, guys, back at the front. Damn, I thought there was snacks being brought at them for the gatesman. It's not, though. Everyone else got their lunch. But the two foot guards are going to have to wait until they've finished. Interesting movement of people. So we don't need to worry about the guard on my left. We've seen already that he was happy to be verbal. Not loudly, but I mean it's better than nothing, I guess. So it's exactly 1:15. And this, for the moment, is where we're going to wait. Oh, he also just told this lady to get back. On the left here. So it would seem to me that both the troopers are on it, as indeed is Norseman.
Ja, wil je het mij doen?
I like it when we see people taking a photo, but we also see the subject in the frame as it's being taken. My favourite shots.
Ja. We kunnen daar ook nog even.
Is that we don't know with absolute certainty that Ormond is even here in the stables. We could have spirited him away last night, overnight. Tricked us all.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Est-ce qu'il paraît que ça bouge? Ouais, parce qu'il a le mort dans la bouche. Il y a une barre de métal.
Spanish and French, in fact, almost everybody here today, with a smattering of Germans. I don't think I heard a single person speaking Italiano. Overwhelmingly, though, the line is being respected. We're seeing it, tourist after tourist. Look, completely clear. Lady's just googling over there how to turn a pair of curtains into trousers. Successfully, I might add. I'm just looking through the gates. Oh no, it is up. I was thinking that maybe they left the chain down. These people are getting really, really close to the Chitswoman. So many people are actually unsure whether they're even allowed now to get pictures. Always love the tourists that sort of stand right next to me and just, cough all over me. It's one of my favourite aspects of doing this, guys. Autumnal scenes here at Horseguards. It is beautiful, folks, is it not? In the slide, look. In fact, this could be a Rob Poynton painting. The light's so good. Some of those Turkish clinics are doing really well, aren't they? I'm tempted to go myself, in fact. You see how much of a good job they did there with the hair transplant. Fantastic. wonder though, actually, I haven't thought to ask yet, maybe I will. I'm wondering genuinely whether or not the troopers are finding the shifts go a little bit more slowly now that, for the vast majority of the time, people are keeping well back. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. What matters is the welfare of the horses. I think we'd all agree that the horses are much happier. Yesterday was a little unfortunate blip on the horsey radar, but generally speaking, vast improvement. But I bet the shifts do go more slowly for the troopers. I absolutely guarantee it. Sorry. It's okay, bro. No problem. Another happy tourist gets her shot. The only blip we're going to end up with in the entire duration of today's video was the German teenagers, and I think we could see from their body language they knew exactly what they were doing, despite professing otherwise. The night, I would say, counts as a good morning. Body language of the horses today compared to yesterday, wow, different world. Problem is, of course, that if we end up with a situation like yesterday, when tourist season re-arrives, and roughly, I say tourist season, peak season really begins around Easter. If we see those kind of numbers regularly again, Box is not going to have an awful impact, just because the numbers again. It's that issue of numbers, too many people, and not enough pavement to go around.
Ja, weil das historisch ist.
We saw it yesterday with how many people were being pushed into the road. Oh, those German sheets are talking about the line, I think. The students we saw earlier could take a book out, leaf out of these books. Oh, here's Mum.
1, 2, 3. Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Our last 2 or 3 tourists coming up, folks. For a quiet morning, it went by really fast. She's in the box. Oh. Oopsie. So the troopers that were reasonably muted last week are speaking up. Plus he's also looking to see if they're in the box. That might well equal our last rounds by today's gatesman. If it does, I'll move. Because we are super close to the end. I'm determined not to go to a crazy long video like yesterday. Even though, folks, if I turn around on this quiet day at Horseguards, look at it. What on earth? What just happened? Where did all these people come from? Goodness gracious me. We might have to do a very brief part 2 if it ends up like this. What on earth is going on? I'm not exaggerating, 500 people just turned up on my left all at once. Here comes the gateswoman, which will be, at least for this part 1, our closing shot, ladies and gents. Perfect. Wow, they're all flooding from behind me now. I think hopefully, actually, look, everyone's going to leave. Oh my good lord, it is absolutely chocker. They're not all in the same group either, so where did everybody just appear from? Look at this. I'm walking back a little bit. I guess it's multiple groups arriving at the same time has led to this. Crazy. Really busy. However, it was a pleasant morning overall, and I think you can agree, folks, even though there were not any extreme examples, it was very clear, or we called it, both the troopers making it abundantly clear to tourists very politely and respectfully that they need to vacate themselves from the box. In other words, what more can we want on a sunny morning in central London at Horseguards? From myself and the sweaty jogger, back soon people. Bye for now.